At the end of the topic, you will be able to define the term excretion, draw the human excretory system and label the parts. Explain the structure of a nephron. Excretion, definition and significance. Definition. Excretion is the elimination of wastes that are formed during the metabolism of various substances in the body. Significance. The main substances excreted are nitrogenous substances like ammonia, urea, and uric acid. Nitrogenous wastes are formed during the metabolism of amino acids and nucleic acids. Excess water, certain salts, and organic substances are also excreted along with these. The main purpose of excretion is to maintain ionic balance in the body. If the metabolic wastes are not discharged from the body, they become toxic and harm the body. Human excretory system. Structure of the human excretory system. The kidneys are bean-shaped and red-colored organs. They are attached to the dorsal body wall on either side of the vertebral column in the abdominal cavity. The outer margin of each kidney is convex and the inner margin is concave. There is a notch present on the inner margin. It is called hilus. The renal artery enters the kidney through the hilus, and the renal vein leaves the kidney through the hilus. The renal artery brings pure blood from the heart to the kidney. The renal vein carries impure blood from the kidney to the heart. There are two ureters. The anterior part of the ureters is wide. It is called the pelvis. The ureters open into the urinary bladder. Urine is sent out through the urethra. Longitudinal section of human kidney. The longitudinal section of the kidney shows two important parts. They are the cortex and the medulla. The outer region of the kidney is called the cortex. It is deep red in color. The inner region is called the medulla. It is light red in color. There are 9 to 12 pyramid-like structures in the medulla. They are called renal pyramids. They have their broad base towards the cortex and their narrow end towards the pelvis. They extend into the pelvis. The broad end of each pyramid is branched and appears to be in the form of a sepal. Hence, they are called calyces. Through calyces, urine reaches funnel-like ducts and from there go into the pelvis. From the pelvis, urine enters the ureters. Nephrons are the structural and functional units of the human excretory system. These are actually responsible for the formation of urine. There are about 2 lakhs of nephrons in the human kidneys. Each nephron has 2 portions. They are Bowman's capsule, tubular portion. Bowman's capsule is a cup-like structure and it has 2 layers. Inside the cup of Bowman's capsule, there is a network of capillaries called the glomerulus. The renal artery, after entering the kidney, divides into a number of arterioles. The tubular portion of the nephron has 3 parts. They are proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule. The distal convoluted tubule of the nephron open into the collecting tubules. When the blood flows through the capillaries of the glomerulus, it gets filtered through the pores in the walls of the capillaries. Blood pressure provides the required pressure for this filtration. All the water-soluble substances are filtered from the blood. This filtration is called ultrafiltration. When the filtrate reaches the proximal convoluted tubule, the epithelial cells of the tubule reabsorb several substances in a selective manner and transport them back to the blood. Reabsorption of water and salts also occurs in the loop of Henle and in distal convoluted tubule. Unabsorbed substances, along with water, enter the collecting duct, which discharges urine into the pelvis and then into the ureters. In this topic, you have learnt: elimination of wastes formed during metabolism is called excretion. The kidney consists of several thousands of nephrons, which are the basic structural and functional units.
At the end of this topic, you will be able to define what is behavior and its types, describe social behavior, identify the sexual behavior, discriminate sexual imprinting from sexual behavior, value parental care, elaborate the behavior patterns, parental care, love life, etc. of an endangered species, Dholes. An organism's adaptive response to stimuli in its environment is called as behavior. The stimuli may be as simple like smell of the food to complex like fear or anger. Nervous system involves in perceiving the stimuli as it receives the stimuli via sensory nerves and responds via motor nerves, which designs the pattern of behavior. Reflection of behavior is both from instinctive and learned experience. Social attachments between animals are called imprinting. Many insects, fishes, birds and mammals live in social groups in which information is communicated between group members. The emotional binding between the parents and offspring is called filial imprinting. At times, an individual of a species is raised by a parent of another species, which is called as cross-fostering. Example, the chick of cuckoo bird is fed by crow in its nest. Some individuals in mammalian societies guard its group. In an elephant herd, the oldest cow elephant leads the herd, while the strong males cover the peripheral zone and the young calves and other cow elephants will be in the center. The opposite sexes are attracted to each other for mating. Attraction may be instinctive or exhibiting the body. Secondary sexual characters formed during breeding season attracts the opposite sex. The bright and colorful plumage of male peacock draws the attention of the female. Expressing the sexual desires to the members of its own species, during the courtship, animals produce signals to find a potential mate, which is known as courtship signaling. Courtship signals are specific and help the animals to prevent errors in mating. An effort of a parent to take care of their young one is called as parental care. Providing good food, shelter, and protecting them from predators is the main aim of parental care. Feeding the young ones with milk and showing the aggressive, frightful attitude towards the enemy for the sake of their young ones is a great expression of parental care. In some species, parental care is extended even after their nutritional independency. Parental care is important to increase the survival chance in turn to keep the race alive. The behavioral patterns in different situations are investigated by researchers from leading universities in Tamil Nadu. The endangered Asiatic wild dog, Chennai in Tamil, commonly called Dholes, with the binomial name of Quon alpines, has been taken for the case study. In Tamil Nadu, it lives in Madumalai Wildlife Sanctuary at Nilgiris. The Dholes live in packs which consist of old females, males, females and pups. The pack members coordinate while pulling down and killing large prey such as adult sambar deer. There is a tendency to share the meat among the members of the pack, but they fight for the choicest meat. The young pups are allowed to take the meat first, followed by the old males, then by other young ones and old females. The Dholes exhibit intensive parental care by changing the den frequently in order to keep the pups safely from predators. Dholes function efficiently with instinctive and learned experiences, romancing with courtship, signaling and showing good parental care. In this topic, you have learnt an organism's adaptive response to stimuli in its environment is called as behavior, which may be instinctive or experienced. The stimuli may be as simple or complex, which is governed by the nervous system. Social attachments between animals are called imprinting, and parental attachment is called filial imprinting, but in some cases an individual of a species is raised by a parent of another species called cross-fostering. Example, the chick of cuckoo bird is fed by a crow in its nest, and in some cases individuals guard the group. There is sexual behavior and sexual imprinting exhibited by animals in which they attract the opposite partner with their body or producing courtship signals. Taking care of the young one is called parental care, with which parents protect their progeny from predators, nourish them with milk and other food, and give them a chance to survive in turn to keep the race alive. The behavioral patterns of dholes, an endangered species, was studied and concluded that they live in packs with instinctive and experienced behavior, love, parental care, and social groups.